I mean, everyone is doing 2025 wrapped, and so why shouldn't we? However, our own is going to be very feministy and like a confession booth. We know we are very unholy, so you might be hearing some very unholy things. Let's get right into it.
Warning, listening to us
might radicalize you.
Hi guys, welcome to our 2025 wrapped edition and our final episode for 2025. As always, it's me, Gil, and my gorgeous co-host, Kat. Hi, Kat.
Hi Gail, how are you? This is hopefully the first time that we're successfully filming 2 episodes back to back because last time did not work out.
Right. All the times we've tried to, it never works out. So I hope this works out. But yeah, should we get right into it? Anyway, so I was a 2025 dating wrapped, and that's where I got the idea. Like, you know what? Everyone is doing a 2025 wrapped, and yeah, I got FOMO. If you don't know FOMO, fear of missing out. So now Unholy Feminists is also doing a 2025 wrap. And our first confession question. I mean, if you are watching this, as you are listening to this, you can also answer these questions on your own. So, Kat, first question for you to answer first, then I go, is oh my god, I closed the sheets now. I can't find it.
I was like,
okay, I found it.
Suspense?
I was not building suspense. I could not find a question. But yeah, the first one is what feminist stance, take, or politics did you unlearn in 2025?
So this took me quite a while to think of. I actually had to write down on a note just in case I forget. So I would say that one political stance that I had to unlearn in 2025 is that I had always delusionally believed in politicians, believed in good politicians. I think that, I knew that a lot of politicians are self-serving or bad or selfish, manipulative, whatever words you want to use for politicians. But I had this faith that maybe there are good politicians out there, and maybe if we elect the right one, then they can change the system. But the more that I see how things are going with governments, not just my government, but the US government, especially, and other governments as well, I've come to the realization that you cannot change the system if you are operating within the system. Now, let me explain that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use 2 examples, Zoran Mandani and Bernie Sanders. So I love Bernie Sanders. I'm a Bernie girl since 2016. But I also see the flaws in his political stance in a sense that to this day, I think up to this day, he's never used the word genocide to talk about Gaza and Palestine and what's happening. Exactly. He has condemned Israel. He has done all of that, but he has never, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's never used the word genocide. That's because he is still operating within the system. Zoran Mandani, for example, I had high hopes for him, delusional as usual. But then after he was elected as mayor of New York City, there was this video of his that came out where he said, if ICE is arresting you, then you shouldn't resist arrest. You shouldn't run. You should just stay put, which is very, very dangerous for people who are being arrested by ICE because they're gonna disappear you. They're gonna take you to God knows where. So it feels a little bit like he's bending just to be part of the system, because I understand that when you are in a system like that, if you don't work with them in some capacity, you're going to be kicked out. But then if you just grift, if you compromise your values like that, then eventually you're gonna be part of the system too. Eventually you're gonna be part of the problem too. So another example would be AOC. She has also made questionable stands and voted in a questionable way as well. I don't remember which it. I think it was voting to arm the Iron Dome in Israel. So things like that, that makes me feel like, okay, I can't trust politicians anymore. I can't trust people who are operating within the system to change the system. The system requires an overhaul, which is to say a revolution in order to change, not people who serve within that system. All right, what about you?
So I began 2025 as a SWIFT and a TIFF. If you don't know what if you don't know what that means, SWEF is sex worker exclusionary feminist, and TEF is trans rights exclusionary feminist. So yeah, I was all those. I was a TEF. And it was very biased and weird because I feel like all the hits I had for trans people was manufactured. It was because I've never actually been in close proximity with a trans person. I'm in Ghana, so obviously. So but I always had this I could never be in the same washroom with a man who is dressed up as a woman. I'm so sorry. Even now saying it out loud, I feel so ashamed and embarrassed about past me. But yeah, and I also did not believe that sex workers needed rights. I was also of the mindset that it is just this it's just something that is happening to benefit men. That was where it ended for me. So I did not see how sex work could be a feminist issue and trans rights could be a feminist issue. And I am so proud of myself on the journey I went on with your help, because remember I used to be sending you all these things when I started reading on sex worker rights and then trans rights. You would be there and I would randomly send you this whole essay that would take you a really long time to go through. So I'm very grateful to you for sort of holding my hand through the whole thing. But I'm also really proud of myself for how far I've come, and I can boldly say now that I believe trans rights are human rights, sex worker rights are human rights, and their issues deserve to be as amplified as my issues or your issues or the issues of any other person out there. And I absolutely love. I'm sorry I was a TEF and a SWIFT.
I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of the journey that you've gone on. I think it's an incredible thing to unlearn, and it's an incredible thing to learn as well. So I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I've come a long way.
Yes, you have.
I appreciate that. Yes. So our next question. This is interesting. Skipped. So skipped cut. Is there any topic or artist or song you refuse to engage in 2025 because you found out they were problematic, or you thought it's low energy topic? Yeah, this is not something you're going to engage in with anyone. Is there anything like that? Give it to you.
I'm gonna give you one, a big one. The Swifties are gonna come after me.
Okay.
So Taylor Swift, yeah.
Ooh.
So a little
Juicy, because I knew you were a Swiftie.
Yeah, so no, I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie, but I had always listened to Taylor Swift since Teardrops on My Guitar, which was when I was 14, 15, since she first came out, since the first album came out. I loved her music. I learned to play her songs on my guitar. I had followed her throughout the years. I know most of her songs still to this point. I love Folklore, I love Evermore, but I have always had this conflicting thoughts about Taylor Swift. So Snakegate, when she was canceled back in 2014 or something like that, um, I was also one of the people who also thought she was being shady. She was being like a snake in a way with all the phone call with Kanye West and all of that. But then when she came back with Reputation and Lover, I started to see her point of view, especially in the Lover era where she became this feminist, where she talks about the LGBTIQ, she talks about being a woman in the entertainment industry. So I thought, wait, she maybe has turned over a new leaf. She's a feminist now. She's an ally. She has queer people performing with her and all of that, and I was all in. I watched Miss Americana documentary and I was like, this is great. I guess I'm very proud of her. I was wrong for trying to cancel her, judging her back then. And then Folklore and Evermore came out, and I love those albums. I still love them. But then later on, she started showing more and more problematic signs. So she became first a billionaire. And I strongly, strongly do not believe that there is an ethical billionaire. No matter what you say,
Yeah.
there is no such thing as an ethical billionaire. And then two, she became more MAGA. She hangs out with Brittany Mahomes, and she hangs out with all of these MAGA women, MAGA people, men who had sexual assault allegations against them. And she had this new album out, basically a lot of dog whistles. And then I realized that even though I love a lot of her songs, I can't in good conscience support her. And I do watch a lot of discourse about Taylor Swift, just unpacking a lot of the things that she's done. And I feel like a lot of people are what they sometimes label themselves as recovered Swifties, where they start to see the problems that are happening right now, the problematic things that she has done and is continuing to be doing, and the constant victim mentality that she holds. Like she's always this poor little rich white girl all the time, that I start to realize that yeah, this is not the person that I want to support. And I don't take that. I mean, it's sad because I grew up with her music, and yeah, but still, that's my skip. What's yours?
Wait, do you still listen to her songs?
No, I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Which
That's
is a shame
interesting.
because I do love
So-
Folklore and Evermore, but it makes me feel bad. Yeah.
I understand. I perfectly understand you. So for mine, mine isn't even that controversial. It's like, I feel like it's just this year that I decided that, like, I've come too far in my feminism to still be doing this. I do not listen to Chris Brown. I I will not I will not ever in good conscience listen to a Chris Brown song. If at events and it starts playing, the moment I clock, I go still. I'm like a rock. I'm never going to give any streaming, any replay, I do not want anything to do with that. I've also started checking for the cast of shows that have been coming out to find out if there are any Zionists. And the cast, if there are, I don't want to watch the show. Maybe that's a bit extreme, but like now I've just really really been in that headspace. Like I can't do much. Like there's so much happening in the world, and maybe I really can't do much. But I also do not want to contribute to like the growth of. I mean, they're going to grow irrespective of whether I support their creative works. I'm just never going to give my support. Like it's not going to be part, so that like I can know for sure that yeah, I'm not part of this. So yeah, that's my script. This is very petty, right?
No, it does not. So you're not gonna watch Stranger Things?
I don't watch Stranger Things actually. I watched season 1, season 2, and that's it.
Yeah, me
I
too.
stopped.
Me too. But
Yeah. So
it's
yeah, no, I'm not going to watch Stranger Things either.
yeah, it's one of the reasons why I don't watch it.
Why you
The news.
stopped? Oh,
Yeah. All right, that's interesting. I don't think it's petty at all. I think it's the little things that we can do to have a semblance of control and also to do to help. For example, I have downloaded the No Thanks app where when I go to buy groceries or whatever, I try as much as I can to scan the barcode and then they will tell you if it's on the BDS list, boycott list.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Little things
See,
we can
it's
do.
it's the little things
Mhm.
exactly because sometimes it can feel so. It feels there are times I feel like I'm doing all this and like I mean this is not even going to bother this person or it's not going to do anything. However, like it makes me feel better as a person because me deciding to boycott all this fuses into my values and ideals as a person and
Mhm.
as a feminist. So I feel better about myself. So I don't even care.
I mean, it worked on Sydney Sweeney,
Basically.
so she had to change her tune because no one was seeing
Mm,
her movies.
well, I mean, I heard her say, but she didn't make any comments about the American Eagle
Later she
ad
did.
or something, and that
L-
people are projecting. Oh,
Later she did because no one was watching her movies, and then she had to change her tune.
well, good for
Yep.
her. I mean,
All right.
next question for your confession. What are some boundaries you had to set in 2025? It could be anything. It could be as a professional, it could be as a girlfriend, it could be as a friend, and it could be as a feminist.
I would say it's okay to leave a toxic environment, and I think you know what I'm referring to. But my
I
boundary
do.
this year is basically just take care of your mental health, and if you are in a situation that is toxic, that is detrimental to your mental health, look for a way out. I know that sometimes it's difficult, especially if it's, for example, a job. In this current economy, it's hard to find a new job, but try your best to leave the toxic environment. Life is too short for you to be constantly in fight or flight mode, to constantly have your cortisol level rising all the time. And it's okay to walk away, even though it can be difficult, even though there are memories and all of that. Yeah, pretty short. But what about you?
Yeah, making me want to cry.
Hmm.
I feel like I set a lot of boundaries this year, actually. I do think I've grown a lot as a person this year, especially. And if if anybody had told me like 3 years ago or something that I will be the person I am in 2025, I would have probably laughed in their face. And so yeah, I think one of my boundaries I set was with my family because I was my mom especially. So I'm not religious anymore and I hadn't told her. So we kept on having these conversations where she would call me talking about church, talking about prayers, talking about, like all these things. And even though I was not interested and it irritated me, I would sit and listen because I did not want to let her know and hurt her feelings. But it got to a point where I feel like, yeah, we cannot keep doing this dance anymore. And I made her aware. So this is where I'm at right now. So she needs to stop calling and asking me if I went to church. I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, proud of me. It was not a great conversation, but we got over it and it hasn't really changed our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also proud of her for that. But that was one boundary I set. And okay, I just went blank. I thought I set a lot of boundaries this year, but now I just went blank.
One is
But I
fine.
do think generally, yeah, I do think generally I dealt with like a lot of things differently than I would have like last year for my mental health sake, especially when it came to relationships and men. If
Mm-hmm.
it's not serving me, I'm not going to stay and think that it's going to get better. No, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been extremely helpful. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I thought I had more, but like I think that's it.
That's fine.
Yeah. So the last one, Kath, what are three things you learned about yourself this year that you would want to tell younger you or your younger self would be proud of?
Mm-hmm. I would say the first one is it's okay to take a break. I have always been this person who has a problem with taking a break because I have been hoodwinked into believing hustle culture, into believing that my worth as a person is tied to my productivity. If I'm not constantly working, producing, doing whatever, then I am not worthy as a person. And I feel like this year I have been winding down more. I have not taken on as much work. I've been taking breaks. I've been taking it more easily, but I also feel like it creates
Yeah.
anxiety as well because I have to constantly tell myself that it's okay to take a break. It's okay to not work on the weekend. It's okay to not take side projects and all of that. It's a constant struggle, but I do feel like I am learning that taking a break is part of a resistance as well because in a system that is constantly telling you to produce, to work, to hustle, taking a break is a form of resistance by saying that I am not a cog in the machine, that I'm also a human being and I deserve to be on this planet, even if I do not increase shareholder value. So that's one thing. And the
Yes.
other two things are relationship ish adjacent. One would be set your standards high, set as high as possible. Um, and I feel like the moment that you start to set your standards high and you don't expect to be in a relationship, you kind of have the upper hand in a way because you don't. I feel like when you are so desperate to be in a relationship or to be with someone, then you're gonna compromise a lot of your values just to be with a
Yeah.
person, right? You're gonna settle
Yeah.
with a person and you're gonna compromise a lot of your values. Do not be afraid of being alone. It's okay to be single. It's okay to be alone. Men are not that fantastic. Men are not that great that you have to center your life
Yeah.
on. If a good man comes along, then he comes along. But the moment that you're not desperate to be in a relationship, you know your worth, you know your value, you don't take any bullshit. Um, and I guess in a way you feel more solid as a person. You know what I mean? Like you don't feel like
Yeah.
you have to lean into whatever this person wants just so that you can be with them. It feels more solid. It
Yeah.
feels more grounded, at least for me. And the last one, actually, the last one is not relationship adjacent. So I turned 31 this year. And for the longest time, I had this fear of growing old. I always felt like, oh, I don't want to be 30. 30 is so old, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like the older that I get, or at least 30, 31, it's actually not bad. It's actually pretty good. I feel more grounded. I feel more like myself. I feel more
Mm.
confident as a person. I feel like this entire year, my style, my wardrobe has changed because I feel more confident. I feel like, okay, I'm just gonna wear whatever I want, whether it's bearing my midriff. I mean, I do Pilates. I'm in good shape, so whatever it is that I want to wear, I start to wear more corsets because I just like how they look. And I dress in more of a free way, I guess, because I feel confident in my body and I don't really care about what other people say about me. Yes.
Okay, so almost 24 hours later, we are picking this up. Because unfortunately, we jinxed ourselves by saying that, oh, we are going to be able to record 2 episodes today. We were unable to, but we are back. And so, Kat, you were telling us I think you were wrapping up on your 3 lessons you learned.
Just basically, the last one was about how I've changed my wardrobe because I feel confident, I feel sexy, I feel in my own skin in my 30s, I guess, being 31. And the lesson that I would tell my younger self is to not be afraid of getting older, to not be afraid of turning 30. Forget what society tells you. Like, society would tell you, oh, if you are not in your 20s anymore, then you have reached your expiration date. Women are at their peak in their, I don't know, 21, 22. That's bullshit, okay? Your 30s is
Yeah.
like your 20s, except you're more confident and you have adult money. So embrace it. It's okay to get old. It's actually fun. It's actually a privilege. And don't let society tells you otherwise. That is all from me for my lessons.
I love that because I feel like one of the things I would also tell my younger self is not to be so scared of getting older because I was as well. I was so scared. I remember when I was 25, 26, I felt like, oh my God, I'm so grown. Why am I growing so fast? And I was so scared. And I was thinking about, like, hitting 30 and how I'll be too old at 30. And it did not, at 26, it did not feel like in 4 years I would have my life together. And I do not have my life together right now. But like, I'm 30 and it's amazing, actually. It feels great. Like you said, I feel more grounded and I feel like I know myself better. So my mental state is better than it was when I was in my 20s because my 20s was really, really shitty on my mental health. And at 30, it's not like there's this drastic change. I feel like I'm more in control of myself and my emotions. Um, I'm better at regulation and just it's amazing. I feel great at 30. I did not think I would feel this way, but I do. And so yeah, that's also one of my lessons. So we have a lesson together. And yeah, my second lesson is what I would want to tell my younger self is that I am enough as I am as a person. And my younger self was so attention starved and I just always wanted people to see me. I wanted people to love me. I was I was a pick me in friendships, in relationships. I was the one who would always do things so that people can be happy, even if it makes me unhappy. As long as my friends are happy and in my head, if they are happy with me, if I do nice things for them, they are not going to abandon me. They are not going to like stop being my friend. So I was always the one doing things. It was not like big gestures or anything, but they were things that made me uncomfortable as a person. But I still went ahead to do it because I did not want to do friendships. I want to tell my younger self that that was not okay. And I'm so sorry that I put her in that position and that it gets better. It gets better for me. I find people, not a large group, you don't have as many friends as you used to, but the ones you do are so worth it that you don't even realize that your circle got smaller. You have amazing friends now. You have people who uplift you. You have people who make you feel like you want to continue living and just it gets better. You love yourself more as well.
I agree.
That was emotional.
I perfectly agree. And for me, one of those people is you.
God, for me, one of those people is you too. I I know. I feel like when did we even become friends? Last year, right?
I know.
Because we had worked together.
No, I remember
What
the
happened?
point. When I texted
Yes.
that guy on around Christmas, and then he ghosted me, and I texted you. I don't know why I texted you, but then I was like, "Why is he ghosting me? Is he gonna respond to me?" And then I think it snowballed from there.
Yes. So see, we bonded on hating a man, which is so on par for us.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's you've been an amazing friend to me. Thank you. I know, like I send you outrageous texts and long essays at times that I know you will be sleeping, but I still send this anyway. And like, you always have something nice to say. You always have something encouraging to say. You're always giving advice. I love you.
Oh,
I
I
don't think
love
I've
you
told you
too.
that before.
I love
So
you
I'm
too.
letting you know today that I love you. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, thank you. Thank the universe for bringing us together. I appreciate that a lot. And the third thing I would like to tell my younger self is that it's okay to set boundaries. It can be very difficult sometimes, but it's perfectly okay. No is a complete sentence, and this goes for like everyone in your life. It goes for your friends, it goes for people you are looking to get romantically involved with, it goes for your family, it goes for strangers. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take a step back. It's okay to rest when you don't feel like going somewhere just because your friend asked you. It's just okay to set boundaries for your mental health. And yeah, I
I
think
love
that's it.
that. I love that.
Thank you. So yeah, I think we are done sharing our lessons, which is like the last thing for our episode today. Do you have any final message? Because I think we are ending the year this year. This is our last episode for 2025. So do you have any Christmas message for our audience? You have anything? Final
I
message for 2025.
My final message is that I am proud of everyone for surviving 2025. I know it's been a very difficult
Yes.
year for most of us, but we have made it this far. I know that some people struggle, some people didn't have it well. I know so many things have happened in the world, but we're here, and the important thing is that we are together. The important thing is that we are a collective, and I hope that we will never let anyone make us forget that we are a collective, and together we can, I don't know, is it sound cheesy to say together we can somehow take down the system? Hopefully, maybe. Together we can create a
Fingers
revolution.
crossed.
Together we can create a revolution.
Yes, that's better. That's that's achievable.
All right.
But yeah, I love it. For me, my final words, like similar to what you said, 2025 has been a roller coaster, I think, for a lot of people. And I'm seeing, when it gets into the end of the year, people will be sharing their achievements and like all those things. There's this trend currently going on TikTok where people get cakes either on their own or with their friends, and they are talking about like things they achieved and accomplished, and some people's own seem like such big things. You do not have to compare your achievements to someone else's achievements. Surviving 2025 alone is like a big thing because a lot of people did not make it to the end of the year due to several reasons. You are here, and that's what matters. Your life as you're living is enough. It might not be what you want for your life right now, but I promise it gets better. Maybe it will get a bit more worse before it gets better. But if you just hold on, if you just hold out, maybe it will not get better. It will get good. I'm very I'm very pessimistic. So I'm not going to reach and say like you're about to live your best life or anything like that. but you just have to hold on. Do not compare the things you achieved this year to like what everyone is saying right now. You're going to see people posting coupley things, and you're probably not in a relationship, and you're going to feel like, oh, am I a failure? And like, you are not. And I hope you are able to really, really dig deep and find out one thing, that one good thing that happened to you this year, because that's literally all you need to hold on to. And yeah, let's do 2026 together. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please do, so that when we come back, we can pick up right where we left off, with hopefully more thought-provoking, messy, and interesting topics for you to listen to us rant on. And yeah, happy 2025. Happy ending of 2025, because the year itself has been very shitty, honestly. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us this year. We appreciate you. We absolutely are very grateful that you stuck with us since the beginning, and we will catch you in 2026. Go follow all our social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, and on Facebook as Unholy Feminists. You can also listen to us on all the podcast apps. And yeah, I've been ranting. Kat, do you have anything else to add?
Just basically that. Subscribe, watch us, share us, and we will see you in 2026. I hope everyone will have a happy holiday. Bye.
Holidays. Bye.